you have built a very good very good profile itself, because you have a background of being a developer and building software applications in the back end, front end, as well as now moving into data science and data engineering. So could you please shed some light in terms of like how is it different in terms of being an average developer and like being working in data scientist, or like what's data science first, and then like what does a data scientist do? Like, could you please explain that as well?
Yeah, sure. Well, what I can say is when I was working as a software developer, eventually it's about you get a set of requirements, you build it, but the major difference that I've seen when working with data science is that you have a very vague or a very high level problem that you get, a question or maybe a research question that a company wants answered, and they also have a set of data that they know that what they have, and the difference is that you work from end to end, from data all the way to an application that uses or utilizes this data, and there are a lot of overlaps between, I think, software engineering and data science as well. And although the term data scientist can be a little bit broad as well, because there's a lot of diversity in the type of people that are working as data scientists as well, because a data scientist can also be like very heavily focused just on research and maybe not on programming, and they are very heavy on maths and statistics. But there are also data scientists that I've seen who are just mostly confident in using cloud technologies and just using data engineering tools out there from Azure, AWS. Maybe they're heavy in that. Maybe they're more proficient in that. And there's also different sort of data scientists that are maybe more heavy on programming and application development. And there are a lot of similarities. For me, I've seen that working all the skills that I've eventually gathered from up to this point as a software developer has eventually been useful in data scientists as well. And I can maybe debug things better when working with systems, because when I need to collect data, I try to try to build my own scripts, and sometimes the tools that are there, data engineering tools that are there, might not work as expected, and then you need to kind of know how to debug things and write your own script and maintain your version controls of your code. And in terms of data science, I've seen that some similar concepts also carry over there. Maybe you're also maintaining version control of your data, and maybe also have a version of your model and your experiments that you run and different parameters that you are setting. And a lot of things can carry over, and I see a lot of similarities there as well.
Yeah, that is true. But you have also given us a very good highlight in terms of like how having a very basic knowledge of the things that we do in software engineering as well as in this entire IT field helps a lot in everything, right? Like we have covered this particular topic in multiple podcasts itself, like how having the basics, like getting your basics right and strong is very important in terms of whatever career path you choose in terms of IT. Like could be infrastructure, could be software development, could be data or anything, but core concept, it's very required itself.
Yeah, right now I also think maybe I feel like I'm still a software developer, but maybe now I'm still maybe just equipped with using more of the machine learning libraries, and I understand basic machine learning concepts, and maybe I can build smart systems. But I still feel like I'm a software developer, and maybe sometimes my role, I'm used to wearing multiple different hats in the organization as well, depending on the type of project that I'm doing. But I feel like I've just increased my the tools and the libraries that I can work with, and maybe understand more concepts so that I can build maybe systems that have broader implications and more maybe something that is more smart.
Like this whole point is like it's an engineer mindset once, so like the whole point of being an engineer is solving problems and getting out solutions for that. And like at the end of the day, whatever you're doing in IT, whatever you're doing in this field itself, is at the end you are building solutions. At the end you are solving problems, right? Like it could be a very fancy self-driving car system, but at that we are solving a problem. We are solving a problem saying, okay, if human drives, there are high risk of accidents and also like human fatigue and everything. So Tesla solve one, you are building a self-driving car. It could be a fancy thing, but at the end you are solving a very either a large problem or a very small problem. And that's an engineer mindset that I think helps a lot in terms of whatever you do in this field.
Yeah, I'm also seeing that it is good to have some software development skills, a little bit of front end, back end skills, being a data scientist as well, and not just that, having software skills as data scientist, if you know what I mean. Because when working in a company with business people who might or might not have technical skills, and they want something done with data and AI, and you might have the data, you might build a model, but they really see value when they see a system that they can run themselves or something that they can see. And it's good that when you have the skills in yourself, that you build a model, you clean the data, then you build a model around it, and you use that model with the back end and also build a front end around it, so that you can show this system that you built, and you can really show your value like rather quickly when you also use a little bit of front end skills to show what you built.
So wherever you go, these things are not gonna stop you, or maybe पछ्याउन चाहिँ छोड्दैन भन्छ नि, त्यस्तै हुन्छ जस्तो लाग्छ.